What's up everyone? So today I'm going to actually be putting some Bestline inside the G35 and doing an oil change. We do our road trip today to Texas, so we got to make sure this thing is top notch, so I'll show you how I do it. Alright, so before I get the oil change started, I wanted to show you Bestline. This stuff is awesome and I'll be putting it in my engine. This outperforms Z-Max, Slick 50, and a bunch of other lubricants out there on the market. This stuff's really good stuff and I will vouch for it. I use it in my own personal vehicles and anything that takes oil. You can also get their powertrain, which goes to automatic and manual transmissions, power steering, differentials, and can be used in your water pumps, so in your coolant. And this stuff will cool the engine down and protect a lot of vital important parts. Their gas treatment is really good stuff. For high performance engines, you can use up to 3 ounces per 10 gallons. This treats up to 60 gallons. It has its micro lubrication technology in all of these, which if you've ever seen any Bestline videos, you'll know. If you want to get yourself a starter pack, there'll be a coupon code right here on screen, and you'll just enter that on the website with the link below, and you can get yourself 20% off your entire order. I'm going to use some Castrol GTX high mileage, since this thing has over 75,000 miles, and this is a decent oil. I prefer it. Walmart Oils SuperTech is actually pretty good stuff too. It has a ton of additives in it. But for this particular engine, I'm going to be using Castrol GTX with a K&N oil filter because that's all they had at Walmart that was worth anything. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, we got the car supported in the air with some jack stands and a jack just as a backup. So now we have the oil drain pan and we're going to get started changing the oil. On this particular car, it has a 14mm drain plug right here. And the oil filter, which is super tiny for some reason, is right here. We're going to go ahead and get started draining. Now the reason you want to pour oil in the filter before you put it on is to prevent a dry start where it harms your bearings. Okay, now that that's basically done draining, make sure that there's not a little rubber seal left behind, because if there is, then you'll be double gasketed and it'll leak all over the place. I usually just tighten them as tight as I can get them. Now we're going to start draining the oil. Now while this is draining, you can come up here to the engine bay and remove the oil cap, and it'll allow a faster drain because of the airflow. Now at this point, while it's draining with the drain plug open and the drain pan underneath, I like to pour a little bit of oil directly in to kind of just wash all the stuff out. Works better if you use the motor flush, but this is just a cheaper alternative to kind of rinse out the bottom. While you're waiting for this thing to drain, you could get on Bestline's website, which there'll be a link in the description for that, like I said earlier, and check out the products they have and order yourself a starter pack. You won't regret it. Alright, now that it's dripping, it's basically ready for the drain plug to go back in. Alright, so I'm going to be adding the oil into the engine. This engine specifically takes 5 quarts with the filter included. So I will only be adding 4 quarts of the Castrol GTX into here and then 1 quart of the Bestline engine treatment. I like to add the engine treatment first. That way with the other oil gets in, it can mix it up better. Now on the back here, because some Toyota brand oils are not compatible with other lubricants, do not use this product with Toyota oils. This product may be used in Toyota vehicles, but with other brands of oil. Now we'll begin adding the 4 quarts of Castrol GTX. Alright, as you can see, there's 1 quart left inside of the jug, so it's all topped off on the oil. So now I'll put the oil cap back on and then pour some of this inside the transmission and inside of the power steering. Alright, now for the power steering, it does say on the back here, enhances the efficiency of power steering pump while reducing overall friction, wear, and temperature. So we're going to go ahead and add it from the 16 down to the 14 into the power steering. Alright, so as you can see, we added 2 ounces of it into the power steering. Now we're going to add 6 ounces of this into the transmission. All right, so I already checked the transmission fluid prior to this, and it was just a little bit low. So I think I'm safe enough to add 6 ounces of this powertrain lubricant. Now let me show you what it protects against. It says it is the most advanced powertrain lubricant on the market today and is compatible with all driveline fluids and gear oils. Bestline powertrain lubricant reduces friction, temperature, and wear while improving the efficiency and longevity of the powertrain. In automatic transmissions, it cleans valve body and plates, allowing for a more efficient shift and cooler operating temperatures. Add 6 ounces or 180 milliliters. In standard transmissions, it treats the gears and bearings and synchro plates with a protective coat that resists wear while allowing for quicker and more efficient operation. Add 4 ounces. In power steering, it enhances the efficiency of the power steering pump while reducing overall friction, wear, and temperature. Water pump enhances the efficiency of the pump, lubricates the bearings while coating the radiator with a protective layer to reduce oxidation and improve the flow of coolant. Add 2 ounces. In differentials, compatible with all differential fluids, add 4 ounces. Warning, do not add to brake fluid. So now we're going to go ahead and add 6 ounces to my transmission. So if you check your transmission fluid while it's warm and it says it's a little bit full, you can go ahead and drain a little bit out into a measuring cup so you know about the right amount that you need to drain out. 6 ounces. You can get a measuring cup for $1 at the dollar store. Alright, so I put 6 ounces of the Bestline powertrain lubricant inside of the transmission. I put 2 ounces of it in the power steering as it recommended. We got the oil change done and added Bestline to that, so now we have the gas treatment. Alright, so on the gas treatment, as you can see right here, in high performance engines may use up to 3 ounces per 10 gallons. Well, this doesn't quite have a 20-gallon tank, but it's right under that. So I'm going to go ahead and just use 4 ounces to be safe, and we're going to go fill the tank up right afterwards. All right, now that everything's done, we're gonna lower the car back down and start it up. All right, now before you start it up, you definitely wanna check the fluid level. Fluid level's good, so we're gonna go ahead and fire it up. All right, now that it's running, you're gonna wanna inspect it below to make sure you have no leaks. We're gonna let it warm up, and then we're gonna check the level of the transmission fluid to make sure it's spot on. All right, as you can see, the transmission fluid is right where it needs to be. So now we're good to go. Now it's always good to check the fluid one more time after everything's been running and the engine is off. Give it at least a couple minutes so that the levels can go back down to normal. Since you guys made it this far, I guess we'll go out and do a pool video for you. Well, there it is. Definitely runs a lot smoother, and it seems to be pulling a little bit better. That could just be placebo. Can't guarantee that's from this oil, but we will be doing tests to see how much horsepower you can gain with this product. So definitely give them a shout, give them a try, and link will be in the description with the coupon code right here. So I washed the car, it's ready for Texas, and now we're gonna be out, so definitely stay tuned for more videos. I'll be doing a video while I'm in Texas. I might live stream, so definitely paying attention to the channel, and like, subscribe, share if you haven't already, and God bless.